It's an old adage, but it's certainly true here when you look at Keith Lee. Everything's bigger in Texas. This guy, Texas born, Texas bred, and he is limitless. The things this man can do at his size, unthinkable, but the same can be said for his opponent, which should make this a true spectacle, Christian Cole.
A night of debuts, a night of first-time evers. And for Keith Lee, he gets his chance to prove himself to the Pacific Coast Wrestling audience for the first time ever.
Thunderous ovation for Willie Mack, and talk about heavyweights that can do the unthinkable. Last time we saw this man, Willie Mack, razor close, almost taking the PCW heavyweight title from Rob Van Dam, but how about the Mack Terminator we saw in that matchup?
Willie Mack, of course, borrowing some of the offense of Rob Van Dam, as my partner Todd Kennelly is alluding to. Tonight, could he borrow the offense of Keith Lee? It's a hypothetical question because these guys are so similar. Their ability to be 300-plus pound high flyers. That usually doesn't go in the same sentence. But for Willie Mack, a dream has come true in just being able to be in contention for the PCW heavyweight title. He came up just short, and tonight he tries to get back on track by taking down the monster, Keith Lee.
Keith Lee is limitless. Willie Mack took Rob Van Dam to the limit. They always say, fans say, what if? Well, we're about to find out. Big fight feel, big heavyweight battle, Christian Cole. Who you got?
Well, of course, I'm going to be unbiased and try to remain subjective throughout this commentary broadcast, but I got Willie Mack. Why do you have Willie Mack, Christian Cole? Well, I'll tell you, Todd.
I was just taking in the atmosphere. I'm sorry.
The reason I have Willie Mack is because this is his house. This is as close to South Central California as you can get. And you know what? Texas is about as far away from here as you can get. So for Willie Mack, it's home turf. I think it's going to give him the advantage, and he'll get the victory tonight.
But look at the size of limitless Keith Lee.
Yeah, Willie Mack is 315 pounds. And look at Keith Lee.
He is an absolute beast. You know, it's not often that Willie Mack gives up size and strength, and he looks to do that to Lee.
Just like two big rams locking horns. Everyone in waiting in anticipation for these two to lock up. PCW management has outdone themselves yet again, booking this incredible matchup between Keith Lee and Willie Mack.
It's like a math word problem. If one freight train went east, going at a certain speed, and collided with another one going west, that's what we're about to find out. It's going to be total destruction. Side headlock now by Keith Lee.
I got an A+ on my SATs, Todd.
Did you?
A+. Look at that side headlock by Willie Mack. Applying an old school wrestling technique there. Controlling the action in the center of the ring.
I'd be remiss if I didn't say this. This one really feels like a powder keg that could explode. Both men collide. Neither gives an inch. You know, our thoughts are right now with the legendary good old JR. Jim Ross just lost his beloved wife, Jan. This truly is going to be a slobber knocker.
Indeed it is. Willie wanting to go for it again, hitting the ropes. Big shoulder charge. Unable to tackle Keith Lee. And Keith Lee seems to be sort of taunting Mack, asking for more.
Really is like two big rams testing one another. Now you see the speed that these two can bring to the table.
And honestly, I can't believe this. They just popped on every bypass, every leapfrog, and that's the way wrestling should be.
Crowd loving every second of this, and it truly is a spectacle. Now, an exchange like that would be fitting in the lucha matches that we just featured, but you wouldn't think with a man that's well north of 300 pounds and one that hovers right around that mark that they would be able to pull it off, but these two can't.
And Keith Lee sort of testing Mack again, asking him for that shoulder tackle, really trying to see. And what an incredible showing these two big boys are making.
And we are just getting started. Willie Mack now transitions to strikes, goes upstairs trying to make a statement. The matchup, who is imitator and who is superior? We are going to find out downstairs. Basement drop kick by Mack, and the big man, Keith Lee, is down for the moment. Wow, an arm drag.
Mack ducks the clothesline there, ducks now the back elbow. And a flying leg lariat from Willie Mack.
Timber.
And welcome to Los Angeles, Texan. The big Texan down on his knees for the first time in this match.
Willie Mack
looks like he might not know where he is, Todd.
Oh, yeah, Willie Mack trying to take him out to pasture. You mentioned it, Willie Mack in his home turf.
Mack now sets up Lee in the corner.
Quiet, please, and Willie Mack tees off for certain. That big flying kick by Willie Mack. I can't imagine that Keith Lee has ever been taken off his feet with a single shot like that.
No, and for Willie Mack to hit that leg lariat at such heights, to be able to get up to that 6'4" range where the head and neck area is of Keith Lee, it's incredible.
Uh-oh.
And now Lee! Oh my God! A standing German where Willie was just thrown out of his shoes.
Limitless Keith Lee, and there you see the results, the anguish etched all over the face of Willie Mack. Keith Lee just completely ragdolled Mack. And on the flip side, I don't think anybody's ever done that to Willie.
Certainly not. And Keith Lee now controlling the action. Keith Lee in his debut, of course, immediately one of the most dangerous heavyweights in Pacific Coast Wrestling. And now showing it against the former #1 contender, Willie Mack.
Big haymaker shots, one to the body, and then upstairs. Equal opportunity ass kicker is Keith Lee. Now full head of steam into the corner, and now it's Lee that starts to exercise his will in this big heavyweight clash.
And just those Irish whips from corner to corner, it's more than what most wrestlers can do against Willie Mack. And for Keith Lee, he does it with ease.
Nobody home there for the big clothesline in the corner as Willie starts to pick up the pace again.
Mack with a huge axe kick in the corner, and Lee is in trouble.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God, the ring just broke. Holy shit.
Well, this is that type of matchup where you gotta think, it's the old adage in professional wrestling, you gotta hope that the ring is specially reinforced. I guess somebody didn't get the memo.
And we can only hope Mack's okay. He trying for that springboard NZ. He snapped the middle rope. And we've talked about it the entire night, Todd. Willie Mack, Keith Lee, they're two behemoths, two monsters in this industry. And to see Willie Mack break that ring, I mean, it's just part of the foreshadowing of what we thought we would see. Before the card started, my partner Todd Kennelly said that I hope the ring's enforced, and now it's broken.
Keith Lee trying to take advantage here. Willie Mack was not prepared for that landing. He was slapping the hamstring a moment ago, trying to get some feeling back in that leg, Christian. This huge turning point in the matchup.
Yeah, Willie really injured that right leg. It looks like he's favoring that right knee. And Keith Lee, the veteran, able to take advantage now, stomping that right knee.
Keith Lee is just brimming with confidence now. Likes to say, bask in my glory, and that is the case right now. He is in the driver's seat.
Snapmare takeover by Keith Lee, going directly into that rear naked sort of sleeper hold on Willie Mack, and Willie Mack's in trouble. I mean, does this affect Willie Mack's offense not having that middle rope in there? And for the referee, Rudy Moreno, How closely does he have to watch out for the safety of these wrestlers as this match continues?
Certainly at their size, if they try and hit the ropes, they could fall right out to the floor. And you mentioned it before with the Irish whip, Christian Cole. A rudimentary hold can be devastating when you got the size and weight behind it like Keith Lee. The eyes are rolling into the head of Willie Mack. I mean, he is fighting for his life to get back to his feet here.
And there they come back, though. You can see it now. You can see the eyes of Willie Mack. You can see the determination in his face. Back elbows to the gut in the midsection of Keith Lee. Mack hitting that top rope, but no support in the middle rope. And this could be really dangerous for both wrestlers here.
Wow.
Double chop.
Double shot there, man. That is straight from the NES Pro Wrestling King Corn Karn.
Great reference. I love that. And the fans certainly are split. Some happy to see Keith Lee get a victory here. Others hoping that Willie Mack will realign himself for Rob Van Dam's World Heavyweight Championship.
Keith Lee now charging. Eats a counter elbow. I think Keith Lee getting a little too full of himself. Willie Mack charging, big clothesline, but the big man maybe stumbles back just an inch or two. Now a flying back elbow. These are strikes from Mack that would take a horse off its feet.
Oh my God.
He did it!
The strength of Willie Mack with that torquing body slam in the center of the ring.
I never thought it could be done, Gorilla.
And now Mack with a reverse leg drop, and Mack setting up in the opposite corner. What are we going to see here from Chocolate Thunder, Willie Mack?
Willie Mack's going to have to get creative. Senton in the corner. And Willie Mack's got a second lease on life.
And with no middle rope, Willie Mack with that senton in the corner, putting his body on the line, putting this match on the line, and now a cover. 2.5.
A matchup that looks like it should take place on the streets of Tokyo. Two giant kaiju, two giant monsters going at it one-on-one, and you can see the destruction that it causes. The ring falling apart. They're picking each other apart. What a war.
Both men struggling to get up to a vertical base. Willie Mack now, wrist control on the left arm, able to lift. No, not able to do it. And that goes back to that right knee of Willie Mack and the fatigue ever since breaking that rope. His knee just hasn't been the same, Todd.
Well, he managed a scoop slam, though, on Keith Lee, but that might have been desperation. That might have been whatever he had left in that gas tank.
And what's Keith Lee thinking here? Sort of an arrogant amount of time he's taking here.
Well, when you're Keith Lee, you can afford to.
Oh, huge forearm by Mack.
That staggered the big man. Oh, he was looking for that spirit bomb. He likes that pop-up power bomb, but beautiful transition into the Boston Crab by way of Texas.
Yeah, that Texas Crab and the lower back of Willie Mack. Torquing and grinding as Mack tries to crawl his way to the ropes. Mack inching and finally getting there.
Yeah, fighting his way to the ropes, all two of them.
Yeah, the only one left.
Only one within reach. But again, a desperation move by Willie Mack. You know, they say, Christian Cole, a lot of times, sometimes the best offense is a good defense, and that's all Willie can manage right now.
It certainly seems that way. I mean, of course, earlier in this match, if you're just joining us, Willie Mack went for a springboard enziguri on that middle rope, and as soon as his right leg planted on the rope, it snapped. And a man that dances around 300 pounds in Willie Mack has been able to do that type of offense everywhere he's gone, but unfortunately today, the ring just couldn't hold him.
Keith Lee has heard the comparisons. He wants to eliminate him here tonight, and he seems to be on his way to doing that. Manhandling Willie Mack, who sprawls to escape that attempted spirit bomb. And now going headhunting again.
Can he do it? Oh my God, with the injured knee, he gets Keith Lee up. Samoan drop.
I'm amazed they didn't go right through the ring, Christian Cole. Can he do it? Can he muster enough? Yes! Standing moonsault into the cover. Is that enough? No!
So close was Willie Mack in his return match after losing his opportunity at the heavyweight title against Rob Van Dam 3 months ago. And now, struggling to put away the debuting Keith Lee.
You're not lying. Hard to corral that big Texas bull for the 1-2-3.
Both men now showing fatigue as they try to raise to a vertical base, as they try to get up to their feet.
Well, who can get up first might be a big factor in this matchup. Both men back, both men showing all kinds of heart. They're both big men, but their heart might be the biggest thing on their bodies.
Huge right hand by Mack, followed by a right forearm.
Willie Mack trying to string the offense together. Man, it echoed off. It had no effect. You got to be kidding me. Impervious. And now throwing punches and bunches.
Screaming is Keith Lee, sending Mack, but a reversal.
Out. Wow. Flatliner, but he's still among the living. Oh, a stunning victory, yes.
Stunner. Willie Mack falls into the cover. 1, 2, 3, that's it. What a showing by both men. But today, Willie Mack comes out with the victory.
How apropos is it that Willie Mack vanquishes the Texan with a stunner?
And for Willie Mack, a triumphant moment after falling to Rob Van Dam. Willie Mack able to reconcile that loss with a huge victory over the debuting Keith Lee.
Huge, literally, but what an effort by Keith Lee as well. That big man is everything that he's been billed to be. What a huge clash, a clash that literally almost brought down the house, Christian Cole. I mean, where do we go from here?
Well, I'm looking at the run sheet. I mean, there's an intermission at some point tonight, but maybe they're going to do it now.
I think it's time to
take it now. The ring is
broken.
broken. These two monsters left it all in the ring, and they took it with them.
We got to see what's going to happen with this ring. I mean, imagine you're the reigning and defending PCW heavyweight champion Rob Van Dam, who won the title, who defended the title with that 5-star frog splash. Is that out of the equation?
And this could change everything tonight with that broken rope. These two monsters, what a showing by both these guys. Incredible stuff. A little sportsmanship between Mack and Lee.
Big time competitors, big time class. Willie Mack, an ultimate sign of respect there to Keith Lee.